Knockoff is one of the most common moves in Pokémon Competitive Singles. Pretty much every team runs at least one knockoff user, and sometimes even multiple ones. But what is the reason this move is so good and so common in competitive singles? Well, knockoff is a physical dark type attack with a respective base power of 65 that can rid of your opponent's items on hit, and gives a 1.5 times power increase when used on a Pokémon that still has its item. The true power of knockoff comes from its ability to knock off these items and its ability to spend the move with very little drawback. The utility knockoff provides by getting rid of the items is very valuable for the team, since a lot of mons are reliant on their item to fulfill the role for the team. Like for example, Urshifu uses a choice band to break through common walls like Perfect Knight, Zapdos, and Mandabots. But without its choice band, it fails to 2-hit KO these walls, severely limiting its wall breaking capabilities. Defensive mons like Landorus T, Rentar, Heatran, and Tapafini usually run leftovers for longevity, because they don't really have a reliable form of recovery. But knocking off these leftovers of these mons heavily reduces their longevity and allows them to be easily chipped down, with chip damage from multiple sources like Toxic, Stealth Rock, and by getting hit from certain moves. Knockoff is a very spammable move due to Dark type being only resisted by Fairy, Fight, and Dark, and having no immunities. Even if a Pokemon resists knockoff, it usually doesn't want to tank a knockoff because it will lose its item. There are some Pokemon who don't really mind losing their items, like Perfect Knight, Clefable, and Toxapex, because they don't really need it to successfully do their role for the team. These are often referred as to knockoff sponges. Knockoff's wide distribution is what makes the move so common in matches. A lot of offensive and defensive Pokemon are able to use this move. Defensive mons like Clefable, Toxapex, Tornadus Tyrion, and Ferrothorn can very easily cripple switch-ins such as Zapdos and Heatran by knocking off their heavy-duty boots or leftovers respectively. Offensive mons like Weavile, Bisharp, and Groudon also appreciate the power boost knockoff provides on top of the item removal. The 1.5 times power increase makes it almost as strong as a 100 base power Earthquake on the first hit. A knockoff on the first hit is a 97.5 base power. For this reason, knockoff is a very primary step move for offensive dark types like the three I just mentioned. Knockoff also provides great coverage for other offensive threats like Kartana and Rillaboom, due to the 97.5 base power it has on the first hit, the item removal it provides, and the little resistances Dark has. This move is basically I don't really know what you're gonna do this turn, but I will get something guaranteed out of this turn by either doing damage and knocking off your item, or at the very least knocking off your item. All of these traits and the distribution knockoff has makes it a very powerful move in competitive singles, and not running at least one knockoff user heavily limits the pressure you can put on the enemy team. If you liked the video or learned something new, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate it a lot, and it helps me out. And it also helps you out, because you get to see more videos like this. Until then, see you next time.